Welcome to Rust and Ruin, Episode 6, City of Light, Part 2. Thank you for joining us. We're going to jump right on into it. Last time, our adventurers explored the commerce district of Solaria, bought supplies, got a tattoo, and stayed at a rundown inn called the Stray Cat Run. And they
So we're freshmen on spring break, basically. Is what
yeah,
you're saying.
spring break.
Okay.
And they caught a late night music show with some wizardry. So some secret things happening. They don't really know how music is working, but here we are. So it's about midday, a little bit before midday. Partially cloudy. Kelsinver the 10th. 5 days away from harvest tide. So the city is bustling, and it's going to get busier and busier the closer we get to harvest tide. You're all in your cart, which was not stolen. Yeah, luckily. However, you have a decision to make. I don't remember who was at the reins. Who was driving the cart?
Was it Valmea?
I think it was Valmea last time.
Okay. Valmea will get to decide. She'll turn around and she'll be like, should we go through the nobility district? It could be a shortcut. Looks kind of like it. Or we can go through the housing district. So one's to the housing district is to the left. Nobility district is straightforward.
Orgull looks at Silsey, tries to... I'll go ahead, if you don't mind. I'll do an insight check, try to read what he's thinking.
All right.
Let's see what we got. See if I can read people. I got a 19.
What's your insight, Silsey?
So,
Pretty
he's
sure
reading what I'm thinking? Okay, so I am thinking that the housing district seems safer.
Orgull takes that in. Puts an arm on your shoulder. Says, let's take the scenic route around. I don't trust these rich folk.
Fine. And you start to head to the left. So I can bypass that. So in the housing district, you see some small, modest houses that line the area. On the right-hand side, you see the 15-foot wall. It's not a gate, so you can't see what the nobles are doing. It is a stone wall. Above it, you do see, it looks like castles, the top of a temple, which is more like a cathedral. And on the housing side, you bypass some modest temples. There's a temple of light that is dedicated to Yajaf, the god of light, the elder god of light. And let's see. You also see a few rundown carts, and some peddlers pushing some wares. And you start to arc around, and you're staying by the wall. Would you like to wander around in the housing district, or you want to just, head on? It'll be completely up to what y'all want. I don't know if anybody here is, religious to the gods of Solaria. And
Orgull is not.
In the world of Elthazon at large, I guess.
Can Orgull make a religion check to see if there's anything that might be relevant to his upbringing?
Sure.
Okay. Gets a 0 to that. But I rolled an 18.
No. There's nothing really. There's not a lot of giant stuff.
It'd be weird if there was. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess some like ancient druidic religions as well would be relevant, but you don't see anything like that.
Then I'll probably just be keeping a lookout, see if anyone's like following us or anyone looks suspicious. But I don't really have anything that's like catching my interest that I want to stop and pull over or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's anything to Myliki, Silsy's just heading on.
There is a what is called it's a natural temple.
So a tree.
It has a tree in it. What it looks like is it's almost like a wooden cabin, and in common, in Vorian, which is the common, it actually says natural temple.
Does it say Myliki anywhere?
No.
Okay.
But there is a tree that is coming, like it's like in the middle. You can't see if it's covered inside, but there's a tree that's like in the middle of this cabin that's coming out the top.
I'll be a little intrigued by that. I don't know. I'm not gonna stop, but I'll be a little intrigued by it. I'll be looking at it and paying attention. But
just making a note, really.
Yeah.
Okay, so some things that besides some modest houses and religious temples, you do see some peddlers pushing their wares. And make a perception check for me.
Ooh. 23.
Ooh,
Rolling hot.
it's very good.
Hold on just a second. I am waiting on the interwebs.
Valmea with a 14.
Nine.
So you don't hear this. Silsey doesn't hear it, but Orgull does. There's a young girl, elvish girl. She looks kind of dirty, but she has these rolled up pieces of parchment that she is handing out to people, and you hear her tell a passerby, "Devor is lying to you. Don't believe the government." And she is handing out these little pieces of parchment.
When you say she looks dirty, like, is she a freak? Or like
No,
actually dirty?
she has literal dirt on her.
Could be both.
She's a little girl. God.
Sorry, I forgot. Oh Lord.
She's like 12 years old.
So I heard this, and does it look like she is getting a lot of good attention, or are people largely ignoring her?
I'm gonna take your insight from earlier. It seems like passersby don't. Some care, but some don't. That's how I'd put it. So not everyone has the same disposition towards her, but yeah, some of them are like taking it like, yes, thank you, and you see a couple people actually give her a little tip, and then others just walk by her and ignore her.
Is the cart going close enough that I can call to her?
Yeah.
Little girl, one parchment, please.
Okay, she rolled high, so she's not afraid of you. She actually comes right up to you. She says, "Hey, you want one of these?"
Yes.
Okay, keep your voice down. and she'll reach up into the cart and hand you one.
Is parchment illegal?
No, but you don't want them. And she motions with her head at the wall that protects the nobility district. You don't want them to know what we're up to.
Did I hear this?
Again, what's your passive perception?
11.
No. But you do see Orgull reaching out and speaking to somebody on the street.
I'll say to the little girl, I have no money whatsoever, so this is probably going to be great for me.
Oh, don't worry, it's free.
I would give you a tip, but I'm flat broke.
That's fine, but I'll give you one. Power to the resistance. And then she runs away.
Kids these days. I'm going to look at the parchment.
Yeah. So you open it up, and it has a picture, black and white picture of a drow, and it has a dagger drawn up to his throat, and it says "Down with Davor."
Davor.
Davor. DEY apostrophe VORE.
Do I recognize this Davor at all? Or is this the first time learning about him?
I'm gonna say yeah. You don't, maybe not his face, but the name is familiar,
Okay.
and you know that the leader of the country is called the Vor Queen. So
Okay. I'll pass it to Celsi.
Hey, what?
Little girl's handing this out.
What is this about? What?
Some sort of uprising.
Who are we killing?
I mean, Day's young, but sounds like they're pretty upset with I point over the walls. The hot shots over there.
Okay, I kind of like put it aside and get out a prayer book.
Yeah, go back to your leaky. I get it.
Valmea's gonna turn around. She's gonna say, "We're not killing anybody." She says that kind of loud as you see guards passing by.
Not unless we get paid. That's right. Gotta have standards.
The guards do not hear that. So as y'all continue arcing around the outside of the nobility district, you finally reach some gates. Let me get my map out. You're passing on the left before you reach these gates a huge stadium. And right now, there's nobody crowding the entrance. However, at the gates to the stadium, you do see flyers up for the Harvest Tide Championship. So when you reach these gates, they're like black steel, and you have several guards on the outside who are letting people in one at a time, one cart at a time, or if they're on foot, they're talking to them. But there's a little bit of a line, and you're like 2 or 3 carts back. We'll say 3 carts back. So you have time to assess the situation around you if you'd like to.
I'll make a perception check, sure.
Okay.
20 not nat.
Ooh. So you see that these guards are dressed in their gold liveries, and they have some red on them, like you saw on the road to Solaria. And they're well armored. And with a 20, you hear that they are asking either for papers or a reason to enter into the court district.
Okay. So I will relay that to Silsey and Valmea.
Do we want to go in the court district? Do we want to bribe again?
That seems to be the only way to get anywhere else in the city. And we have to go to the university. Got to go through the court district, it looks like.
I don't have any money, but I might be able to create a distraction, but it could backfire severely.
Hold on. What are you gonna do?
I'm just saying, if we can't bribe them, I might have to do something that I can do that might backfire tremendously. I'm gonna look to the sky and just like assess the weather.
It is partially cloudy. It was bright and sunny earlier in the morning, but as you've traveled on, it has gotten more and more overcast.
Balls in your court, Silsey.
Hold on. Let me
He's
see
wanting
what
to
I
test this
10,
out.
9, 8.
I have 10 blessings.
I'm just kidding.
You are now next in line.
I'm also really bad at talking to people. I don't know if you caught on to that. I feel like we're having a pretty natural rapport, but I'm not great when it comes to strangers.
Valmea turns around and she says, do we have a plan for this? I don't think
We've got one bad one.
I don't think that would be a great plan.
Maybe
But
not a good one.
I can talk to them.
You can be plan A, I'll be plan B.
Can that be C? Do we have a B?
Silsey,
And
have you been here before?
Orgull's just gonna like slide a little bit, like kind of under the cart, like lower profile, like maybe blanket, that sort of thing.
Who wants to know?
I want to know so we can switch places.
I'm not in the court district.
But you're more
Okay,
familiar. She's like climbing out of the seat. She does not want to.
I step in and I kind of like, I put my hood up.
All right, so you are now directing your horse to lead the car upward to the gates, and the guards close the gates after the cart that went before you.
Mm-hmm.
And this dragonborn in his gold armor and blue cape with some red sashes on it, he comes up to you. And he says, "Yes, so what would be the reason that you need to enter the court district today?"
So Silsey tries to like lower his voice to sound a little more intimidating.
Sure.
And he's like, "Hey, let's forget about the reasons and you take these 5 blessings." These guys hood up.
Are you bribing me? He reaches out. He's gonna. You're gonna give it to him, the 5 blessing.
Yeah.
He'll take them. He'll be like, "You just have to give me a reason, but I mean, I'll take your money too." All right, let him through.
And I start to raise my arms and then I put them back down.
And you see he turns to his other guard, his friend, who is a human, and he's like, "Yeah, they just gave me blessing for it. I don't know." And then they'll close the gates behind you.
Oh God.
But you are now into the court district, and this street opens up wide, and there's no longer just one path. Um, the entire area, it's like waiting in line for an amusement park, and then once you get inside, it's just wide open. You can go wherever. So there are lots of buildings. Um, the architecture is pretty magnificent. Um, you have some in the distance. You see what looks to be like a huge castle, and um, you can't tell, but you don't think it's in the court district. This castle seems to be further on. But in this opening, before you reach any building, there's like this wide space of, you know, of cobblestone, which is basically this courtyard. There is a gallows that is set up, and there are lots of people who are cheering and jeering at several people who are being hanged currently. And you're starting to think that maybe some people come to the court district just to watch these hangings. Like that's like that seems to be a valid reason, at least from the crowd here. Yeah. Did you see how his legs kicked and squirmed? That's what you hear.
So I'm a little repulsed by that. I'm gonna see if I can tell. I'm assuming there's somebody talking as they're doing the hanging. I'm gonna see if I can infer kind of what these people did to be hanged.
Yeah, you have plenty of time because the carts are basically at a standstill, and you see the guards are no longer letting carts through. So a couple more carts got in after you. However, they've stopped letting in carts, and now they're just letting in individuals.
So to try to what they're being hanged for, do you think inside a perception?
Either one, whichever one you would like.
Okay, I'm gonna do insight.
You could even do investigation.
I got a 14 insight.
So you're wanting to know like what it is they've done, their crimes?
Yeah.
You think if you got closer and like waded through some of this crowd, it seems to be that there's somebody who is calling out their deeds.
Okay.
When it's a person's turn to be hanged.
I want to try to do that. I kind of put my hood up. I'm small. I try to like weave in and out of people to get a little closer.
Okay. So Orgull, you see Silsey exit the cart.
Orgull's gonna keep an eye on him, but also kind of like take the reins, because I assume this isn't him breaking for it, so I'm not too concerned.
Valmea stays in the cart with you, Orgull. Silsey, so you're by yourself. You're wading through this crowd. And it is very condensed. You're like, excuse me? You're trying to get through. You can get close to the front, but it's almost like a mosh pit when you get very close, or when you get too close. So you can't quite get up to the front, but you get within hearing distance. And
okay.
This next criminal is brought up to the gallows, and you see a man in a black robe with gold trim on it. And he's the one who is calling out the crimes and the deeds of this person. And beside him, you see another person who is in a pure white robe with blue trim, and it has gold and blue decorations and symbols on the hood, and his face is covered with a blue mask. and he has a large axe. Looks like he's gonna be the one carrying out this next execution, which is not going to be a hanging, but a beheading. So, the person who is in black robes, he says, "Urk of prize, you are hereby convicted of the murder of Kelton Elderberry. You have been sentenced to beheading, and your death will be carried out immediately. Let your crimes be echoed throughout the universe." And he has walked over to this wooden block. And
So what did he do?
He murdered somebody.
Okay.
So the person who is in the white robes with the blue trim and the blue mask, he raises his axe.
So I am going to before I'm going to try to before I
This guy did murder somebody.
yeah. So
Allegedly.
so I am going to cast minor illusion.
Okay.
In front of the person being hanged, and it's just going to be like a tiefling dancing instead of someone being hanged.
Okay, so
it's going to cast minor illusion in front of it,
so
that nobody gets the show of this person being hanged.
Of this person being beheaded?
Yes, yeah. So in front of that person being beheaded.
Oh. Okay. So as the axe is about to come down, there's this image. Do you want the image on top of this person or like in front of?
In front of.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. So yeah. So there is a tiefling appears out of nowhere and starts to dance. And
so
go ahead.
Just to be fair, it can't be any larger than a 5-foot cube. So if the person being beheaded is larger than that, you'll see a little bit of it.
I'm just waiting for like the dancing and then just blood to come out from behind me.
You see a really small tiefling in front of the head where this guy's head is being placed. The tiefling starts dancing, doing all kinds of stuff, and you hear as the axe makes contact and blood spurts through the image. So this tiefling is dancing as blood goes through because it's not physical. And you hear boo from the crowd is getting pretty hostile as they came to see death. But the front row is still they're happy.
Yeah,
they got blood on them. They're fine. But everybody else behind them, they're pretty upset. So,
right.
Did you accomplish what you wanted?
Yes.
So there's some pushing, and you see some guards start to come in. A couple guards start to come in and try to break up the pushing and the fighting. Hey, if you don't stop, you'll be up there. That's what you hear from one of the guards. As the person who was hanged a couple criminals ago is pulled down, and the man who is dressed in the black robes makes one more announcement. He says, "This will be the final execution of the day." And a man is marched up in shackles by the guards. And the person who is in the black robes, he says, "Now, this last criminal, Drizzle of Solaria, you are hereby convicted of treason against the Duke of Solaria, Sir Tomel Devor, and for grand conspiracy to overthrow the crown and the righteous rule of the Vor Queen. You are hereby sentenced to hanging and to death." And he is marched over to the gallows where they have the rope. Would you like to do anything now?
Not yet.
And
How far away is the cart from the gallows? Like
75 feet.
okay.
So just to let you know what my plan is here.
Okay.
I want to try to sneak close enough to where I can touch the person after this has happened and cast Spare the Dying.
Okay. So
And try to restabilize the
make a strength
person.
make a strength check. You gotta
Okay.
get by some people.
Strength, okay?
If you wanted to use athletics, you could use that. Even acrobatics, maybe. If you wanted to perform some sort of feat.
It's all the same to me. I got a 13.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to push your way up, and you think you can reach him.
Okay.
Maybe touch his toe.
Okay.
Do I see this?
How well have you been watching Silsey?
If the cart's not moving and I see him leave the cart, I'm probably going to be trying to scope him out. Make sure he's not doing anything stupid.
How about give me a perception check anyway.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you can still see Silsey despite the crowd.
So 14.
Okay. But you see a couple figures who have entered into this crowd, and they're kind of doing what Silsey's doing.
Making their way towards.
Mhm.
Okay.
One from the left and another from the right.
And I can tell with the 14 this looks pretty coordinated.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna raise my hands into the sky. What's the weather like right now?
It's cloudy.
Oh, God.
So it's gonna get a little bit cloudier. Yeah, I'm gonna summon the lightning within my tattoo.
Okay.
Oh,
So
Not
you're summoning it into your body, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So
Oh, gosh.
the clouds get darker,
yeah.
and Silsey, the hair on the back of your neck begins to raise. And Orgull, you feel this charge come into you as your tattoo starts to glow.
Okay.
Valmea is going to turn to you. What are you doing?
Shh.
Don't kill anybody.
I got this. What I'm going to do, I can pick a spot that I can see within 100 feet. And I am going to try to take down the gallows. So I want to angle it in such a way that, like, no one is really... It's a 5 foot... Like, anyone within 5 feet has to make a dex save. But I want to, like, hit it so it looks like almost like divine intervention. Like lightning comes down, hits the gallows, and then I want to like it's a concentrated spell, so I want to break concentration and hope that no one saw it was me. Obviously, Valmea sees me glowing and is aware of what's going on.
Okay. So you want to kind of arc it? Because it's going to shoot from your fingers.
Yes, I want to arc it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's kind of like curving a bullet.
Yeah, I've never done this before, so this is a good time to see what I'm capable of in a public place during a hanging.
Give me a performance check.
Ooh, that's charisma. I get a -1. 11.
11. Okay. So the false bottom drops out beneath this criminal. And he begins to fall, and the rope begins to tighten. This is all happening in milliseconds. As the lightning shoots from your fingers, arcs maybe above a building, but not really from the sky, but from a building. And then it comes down and strikes the gallows. Give me a damage roll.
So, technically the gallows would need to make a dexterity save.
It fails.
Okay.
It's not going anywhere.
If the weather's bad, it's 4d10. Otherwise, it'd just be 3d10.
I'm gonna say 3d10.
That's fair. All right. So that is going to be 23.
23 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay.
And then as soon as it hits, I want to like break concentration.
Yeah. So it strikes. Wood goes everywhere. You break concentration. Silsey, I'm guessing you're staying still now.
Yeah.
And this criminal falls, but so does his anchoring, and it collapses to the ground. And the crowd is going crazy. You hear screams, and people are running every which way. It's an act of Aldur! Is what you hear somebody close to the cart scream. And the guards are just like looking around. They don't know what's happening. And then there is a darkness over the gallows and part of the crowd. Go ahead, Silsey.
So I want to do an insight to see if I can tell, because I saw the tattoo happening, obviously. I want to see if I can tell that this was Orgull that did this.
While he's doing that, I'm going to like slink out of the cart and into the crowd.
Nice. Valmea's going to come with you, Orgull. So y'all are abandoning your cart.
Oh, Valmea is still there, yeah?
Let me see if she goes with you. Okay. She'll stay. I rolled for it. She'll stay. Let's see. Silsey, say that again.
I was rolling insight to see if I could tell that Orgull did it, but I rolled a 7, so I'm guessing no.
Perfect crime!
Yeah, you think it's natural. Seemed pretty natural to you.
So I can't tell that Orgull did it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Maybe that
Well, then I'm freaking out.
Okay. So, well, this criminal is now free, and you see the guards start to descend, but there's a darkness, like a fog. And then you see Orgull, you see a couple more people enter into this crowd. And this is what you see. One that looks like a bandit. Another who is wearing a hood, but then he looks over and you see a skeletal mask covering the top of his face. Only his mouth is visible.
Do I
Not a
recognize?
COVID-proof mask.
Do I recognize this guy?
Instantly.
I pull out my hammer.
So in this magical darkness, this magical fog, you can't really see anything, Silsey.
Okay.
And
I'm kind of freaking out. So
you don't know if lightning.
what is going on?
Yeah. You have a right to panic, I guess, because lightning has struck and it's now pitch black. You think this is the end of the world. Am I dead? People are bumping into you.
I'm like saying prayers out loud to Myaliki, like, Myaliki, I don't know. I didn't mean to do it. I was just trying to save an innocent person. I don't know what's going on.
And you feel it's almost like somebody is coming up from the ground and they are pushing past you. You hear screams, you can't really tell what anything is or what people are saying besides just screams of panic. But I'd like us to roll initiative. Because the guards are now starting to descend and arrest people.
Good. Just great.
So Valmea is going to be at the cart. She rolled a 3.
Nine.
All right, Silsey.
I got a 15.
Okay, Orgull. Okay. So, Silsey, before we take our actions, go ahead and give me another insight check.
All right. 14.
Okay, that's good enough. So, it dawns on you that this is a spell of some kind. This is a magical darkness, and that you know that if you wander far enough, you'll get out of this. All right. So, guards are taking actions. Orgull, what would you like to do?
Do I still have a line of sight to the person with the skull mask?
You do.
How far away is he?
About 55 feet.
55 feet. Okay. So what I will do is I will he's in the crowd. I'm just going to use my action to move,
Okay.
but, not bring attention to the fact that I'm after this guy.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm just going to slink up. 10 feet, 15 feet behind him.
Give me a stealth check. With advantage. He has his back turned to you.
So, 14. Let me see what the modifier is. 15.
Oh. Okay. You don't think he notices you. He's not looking in your direction, and he's heading towards this magical darkness. All right. In fact, he is now going to be entering that magical darkness. Silsey.
Can I see anything at all?
No.
Okay. Then I am going to use my turn sprinting in one direction to try to get out of this darkness. Since I can tell that I can get out of the darkness.
Okay.
That's all I want to do.
You want to sprint?
Yes.
Okay. You run.
Walking speed's 15 feet, so 30 feet.
You run and give me a dexterity check.
All right.
Or athletics. Because your feet come into contact with some wooden planks.
9.
You're going to trip and fall.
Lovely.
Ooh, and you skid across the stones, and your arm comes across a wooden plank and scrapes into a nail. And you're going to take
Okay.
You're going to take 3 damage.
Okay.
From clumsiness.
That's fair. Okay.
That's fair. It's pretty on brand. All right. A couple of those figures that you've seen enter into the crowd, they're taking actions, is what's happening.
Did I succeed in getting out of the darkness, or did I fall in the darkness?
You did not succeed getting out of the darkness yet.
Gotcha.
Valmea is going to take an action. Valmea is pretty nervous about this crowd because it looks like this could turn into a riot at any second. Okay. I mean, it basically already is. All right, Orgull. You see Skullface. Enter into this magical darkness.
Judging by his movement speed, his direction, everything, would I be able to get to him like as soon as he entered? Would I be able to have a decent shot at hitting this guy? Or would he be too far away for me to gauge that?
You think? What are you wanting to swing at him?
I'm trying to hit him upside the head.
Ooh, it's upside your head.
And if I knock him down, I'm going to drag him out of the darkness.
Yeah, you could get to him.
Okay.
The crowd is starting to vanish and starting to dissipate because of everything that's going on.
Okay.
So it's thinning out.
Do I see? So the only people left are these people that I saw entering the crowd, and then the guards, presumably. Yeah.
Yeah. There's still a few stragglers.
Do I get a sense that these people are with Skullface?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, I would say yeah. You don't even have to roll.
How many did I see?
You saw 4 total.
Including him, or 4 extra?
4 extra.
Do I have eyes on any of them?
No, not currently.
Not currently. Okay. I'll just swing in the dark. And tonight's the night for bold, reckless decisions.
Yes.
Might as well swing into the darkness, right?
Might as well.
Alright, that is a 24 to hit.
That actually hits. Yeah.
Alright. 14.
14 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Please say not on me. Who's also in the darkness.
I know what it sounds like when you scream, and I know that's a weird thing to say, but I feel like I would stop if I thought I was the one doing it.
Let me get.
Oh.
My charisma modifiers are -1. I should say things like that.
Give me 1 second.
I don't
I
know.
kind of hope I knocked out the person I just saved. Gallows are too good for you.
All right, so 14 damage. You do make contact, and when you pull your weapon back, I was gonna say you saw blood, but you don't see blood. You do know you made contact, though.
Fairly certain I got the person I was going after, or too hard to tell?
You're not positive, but you think you did.
In that case, I'm going to take 5 feet back.
Okay.
So swing and just step back, staying out of the darkness.
Cool.
It has a pretty clear perimeter, right? Or is it expanding?
It's a clear perimeter.
Yeah, I'll stay out.
All right, Silsey.
Still running.
Oh.
Trying to get out of the darkness.
You pick yourself up, and you find yourself on the other side of the gallows, or where the gallows were.
And your head's bleeding.
Your arm is actually bleeding
Oh,
from the nail.
Okay. So what do I see now? Anybody? Do I see anybody, or is it just?
You see the cart, and you see this fog-like darkness.
Okay. Well, I had no idea what the heck is going on, so I'm just gonna start calling out, just Orgull, Almea. Does anybody hear me? Are you okay?
I would say even if I heard that, I'm probably too distracted to respond.
I know I just put Southern dialect into this character. I didn't really mean to in the y'all, but whatever.
This darkness is no joke.
You actually hear that running by you. This is crazy.
I do declare.
Silsey, you hear behind you, "Don't move. You're under arrest." You're coming in for questioning. Like, do anything?
Yes.
All right.
All right. So, I am going to. I'm going to touch whoever said that. Cast inflict wounds, and then run away.
Yes, you put your hand on this big half-orc's chest, right onto his armor.
Okay, so hold on. So okay, so I need to do.
I'm gonna say you feel that armor, and your hand actually moves up a little bit and finds a little crevice where his clavicle is.
So it's a 19 to hit.
That hits. Mm-hmm.
All right. So he takes 18 damage,
Dear God.
Nice.
and then I run away.
Run away!
I want lawyer.
Run away, so Robin. He is bleeding. You put your hand on him and you kind of feel your way up to his clavicle, and you see like blood just start to pour from his skin. And before he can think to put shackles on you, you turn and run. And you're back into the darkness. Or are you wanting to avoid the darkness?
I'm going back into the darkness, and I'm putting my hood up, and I'm trying to get away from him.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you run directly back into the darkness, back where all those boards are. So you're about to have to make another check.
Okay. You want to go ahead and do that?
Yes. Go ahead and make that. Orgull.
Another 9.
You trip and fall over some boards.
Amazing.
You suffer 1 point of damage,
It's not bad. Okay.
and you have a large splinter. You can decide where.
Leg.
Fair. Orgull, there is somebody has tried to hit you with some sort of weapon from behind, and they miss.
Someone tried to hit me from behind.
Yes, you hear it go beside your ear. And
So, gauging whatever side it is, I would I have like a sense of where they were relative to me that they swung?
so it came down on your right side.
Okay. So I'll turn the opposite direction.
And you're face to face with a Goliath.
Do I see anything that might indicate that he is?
So you see that he has he has bone armor on,
I'm good. I'm swinging.
and he has red face paint.
All right. 16 to hit.
That just hits.
That is going to be 13 damage.
Ooh.
And I'm going to surge and swing again.
Alrighty.
Ooh, that's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
That is going to be 9 damage.
He is bleeding. Yeah, so he's bleeding, and
I think I'm so angry that I just scream at him. I'm just like frothing spittle at him. Breaking every protocol.
with you, after you hit him, you hear voices behind you emerging from that darkness. Okay.
In like my stupor and my rage, I just start like grinning. So I scream at him and then I just start grinning.
And this person is going to see you, and he is going to now swing at you because he recognizes you.
Oh boy.
16 to hit.
Misses.
Oh.
My AC is 17.
All right. So, as he misses, he says, "Should have killed you with the rest of them."
Damn right.
Silsey, it is your turn.
All right. So, I'm still running through the darkness. I'm trying to get out of the darkness on the other side so that I can blend in with whatever lies ahead.
Okay. So you're running through this darkness, and you make it out of one of the edges.
Okay.
You find yourself in the light. Oh. Yeah, and so you see the cart about 45 feet away. To your right, and to your left, you see Orgull, who is now surrounded by enemies. Got a lot of them.
Frothing and laughing.
Oh God. Okay. Well, I have to go join the battle.
All right, yeah. So you haven't taken
You don't have to.
you haven't made an action yet, so you can. You see
Okay.
You see a Goliath. There is possibly a human who has a bone mask and a hood up.
Okay.
And you see Drizal, who was marched to the gallows. Drizal is a drow.
So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is cringy. Okay. I'm gonna look for a pebble on the ground.
Okay. Okay, David and Goliath.
Yeah, I know. And I'm going to throw it at the Goliath too.
Go ahead. Sure. Why not?
All right. So I find a pebble and I cast Magic Stone. So I hurl it. I'm assuming the Goliath is within 60 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
If you kill him with this stone, I swear.
Dirty 20 to hit.
Wow. You make contact.
I don't want to mix references, but you should yell, "Let my people go."
It only does 4 damage.
Okay, unlike the David and Goliath story, he gets hit with this small pebble, and he just looks at you. He's bleeding, but not from you. Yeah, he just takes it. Still see. It is the Goliath's turn. Wonderful.
This is about to be like David Goliath, but what if the opposite happened?
Yeah.
What if it just pissed him off?
So you see him take a javelin, and he's gonna throw it at you. He says, "I'll raise you one better."
Alright.
That is a 21
To hit?
to hit.
That hits.
That's going to do 5 damage.
I'm going to use my reaction because he is still within 5 feet.
Okay.
When he makes an attack against a target other than me, I get to use my reaction to make a melee attack against this creature.
I am bleeding.
All right. Orgull, what's your attack?
17 to hit.
That does hit our Goliath friend.
That is 9 damage.
Alrighty. Yeah, he's bleeding heavily. Okay. Valmea sees this happening, and she's like bringing the cart over, trying to make a rescue. And you all, for the first time, start to hear voices in your head as the wind starts to swirl around you. And as it picks up, you hear these like demonic voices like, "You shouldn't have messed with our friends." And Skullface and the Goliath and Drizal all have to make saves. They all three fail. Alrighty. So they're going to take 7 damage as scars from the wind, apparently. You all, if you would like to do an insight check,
Yes.
you can figure out, if it's above a 15, you can figure out that these are from the spirits.
19.
Yes. Good. So yeah, you put it together. It's these spirits who are causing these cuts. They get cut across the face, each one of them, for 7 damage. She's gonna love when I tell her about that spell. Alrighty. There are guards still. However, still see, you know that you left a guard in the dust, in that magical darkness. And the guards who are watching this both have their eyes wide, and they're like, let's just see how this turns out. Okay. Orgull. An orc comes up to you, and he's going to swing at you with a nat 20. And he is using his great axe. He rolled really well. That is a 16. 16 damage.
Ouch. Okay.
It is your turn.
So, as a bonus action, I'm going to use my second wind to try to get some of that health back. And that is going to be roll 10, so that's 12.
All right. 12 points back.
That's good, because I was down to 4.
That is good.
The smart thing would be to finish out the Goliath, but I'm not in a position to be smart. So I'm going to swing on Skullface. That's going to be a 20 not nat to hit.
That hits.
All right. And that is only going to be 7 damage.
Alrighty.
I'm just going to spit whatever blood from the axe just in his face.
Okay, it's his turn. He says, "You disgust me."
Good.
Next time, I'll make you and your kind extinct. And he's going to swing at you. The 22 to hit.
It hits.
All right. And he's using he's using a mace. All right. Didn't roll well that time. But he's still going to do 9 damage.
All right,
As he makes
bleeding.
contact with this mace, there is it looks like a dragon's skull engraved into it, and it just has a pointy edge. All right. Silsey, it's your turn.
Okay. So I'm going to walk away, but look for pebbles, and I'm going to walk away, but pick up a pebble, and I'm still going for that. I'm going to try to finish off the Goliath.
So this is your plan. This is the only plan. Okay. Go ahead. Throw your pebble.
Dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
4 damage again.
You hit him, and he goes down to a knee, and he looks up at you, and he says, "You just don't quit."
No, I got lots of pebbles.
Valmea.
That's the last thing I hear before I die.
Valmea pulls up, and she is going to cast this again. And you hear those spirits. And let's see. Skullface is the only one who succeeded. And the Goliath is killed by this. So it strikes him across the face, and he just gets, and he goes down. Drizal is not bleeding yet. The orc is not bleeding yet. All right. This orc is going to swing at you again, Orgull. He misses. So it's your turn.
Skullface. 19.
That does not hit. So, I mean, you can figure out what his AC is. 20 hit, 19 didn't hit.
19.5.
Yes. So, Silsey. Nope, sorry. Skullface, then Silsey. Skullface is going to swing at you. And he missed. So, Silsey, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to cast Sacred Flame at Skullface.
Do it.
And so he needs to make a dex save.
Alrighty. 16.
Nothing happens. Okay, cool.
Alright. Goliath is dead.
Saves.
Valmea says, "Alright, come on. We gotta go. We killed one of them. We'll get the rest later. We're outnumbered." And she points to the guards. Meaning, like, we survived them. We have the guards still. All right.
Okay,
It is.
let's go.
Okay. Drizal's turn. Drizal is going to aim at you, Silsey. And he is shooting an arrow. That is way off the mark. The orc is still swinging at you, Orgull. 14 to hit. Nope. It is your turn, Orgull.
I shout to them, "You're gonna have to drag me out of this fight."
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna swing on Skullface. And miss. It's only a 17.
All right, Skullface. They'll be dragging you off dead. Ooh, 23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my D12? I just had it. Okay, there it is. Oof, oof. 20 damage.
I'm down.
He's going to be easier to drag now.
You're welcome.
Okay, Skullface is going to lean over you and laugh. Silsey, your turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna run over to Orgull and cast Cure Wounds.
Valmea has left the cart and she's running over with you. She's running over as well. Are you stabilizing him, or are you?
That's
Do you want him unconscious, or do you want to heal him? That's up to
You
you.
probably want me unconscious.
I want to heal him.
Okay.
So that's 8 health he gets back, and
Okay.
then I try to tell him, if it wasn't for me, you would have just really had a problem. You better come.
Okay. Make a persuasion check. Orgull, you can roll off against him.
What would you like me to roll?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yeah, just to counter it.
I got a 15.
I got a 13.
He has convinced you. However much you still want to kill Skullface, he's convinced you that maybe you wait another day. Valmea is there with you. She's helping to guide you to the cart. So as y'all get in the cart, Skullface calls his men, and they just walk past and through the guards. Like they're not even there. They just push through them. And the guards just let them go. Who wants to take the reins?
I will. Screw it. Let's go.
All right. So, Silsey, you have the reins. Give me an animal handling check. This is to see how quickly you guys can make a getaway.
17.
Cool. Yes. So you can evade these guards, but as you get past them, and you don't really know which direction to go. You're just going further into the court district. As you get past these guards, Silsey and Orgull, you both hear like a bird screaming in the air, or several birds. And you look up and you see guards riding these griffins who are flying over the court district. You don't know what they're looking for. Could be looking for Skullface. Who knows? All right. So, you have 3 options here, Silsey. You can go
Okay.
any of the cardinal directions, um, because they're all going to take you different places. If you want to roll something, you can. If you want to make some sort of check, that's fine. I can do that. Whatever you'd like. It can be wisdom or maybe even nature. Urban nature.
Okay. Can I make a nature check?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. 21.
All right. So, you've decided to go to the left.
Okay. I do want to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And that's my last first level spell. But I want to try to convince these griffins not to chase us. So I'm just gonna say, "We'll mean you no harm."
What's the range on that?
Self. So as loud as I can yell, I guess.
Yes. Okay. Sure. You can try to scream at these griffins. Let's hear your best griffin call.
Oh God, no! We mean you no harm. Leave us be.
We're just doing our job, man. Is what you get back. Orgull, you hear.
I died. Clearly, I died. I'm just laying in the cart on my back, looking up, and just like watching these griffins circle.
Still in pain.
Mm-hmm. I say, your job. You're the one controlling everything. You can turn around. You're the one flying.
Make a persuasion check.
Let's go. 6. Oh.
They rolled a 19.
Okay.
We'll make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
Why don't you meet us and find out?
No.
Fair enough, human. Just know, if we see you, we'll get you.
Okay, Sparrow. I'm not a human.
You son of a bit, and it cut. You cut the spell off. So, yeah. You keep the cart going. You're heading towards, right now, you're heading towards the exit of the court district. And let me get my map. You're going to be entering into the hospital district. You see these gates. There are no guards at this gate. Looks like once you get into the court district, seems like the hospital district is open to whoever or whomever. Yeah, so there are large gates, and then you see a wall that kind of partitions the court district from the nobility district and from the other side of the housing district. But the hospital district seems to be wide open to anybody from all areas. For obvious reason. So, do you continue going towards the hospital?
Does it look like we lost the griffins and guards?
The guards are no longer following you.
Okay.
The Griffin guard, the aerial guards, you do see them circling over the court district, but it doesn't look like they're pursuing into the hospital district.
So I turned to Valme and Orgull and be like, "What do you think, guys? Where should we go?"
Medic!
You can go to the hospital district if you'd like. If you want to make a perception check or an insight check, you can.
I'm gonna make an insight check.
I'd say you can make an
12.
insight. Okay. 12. You get the feeling that these griffins and the aerial guard seem to have specific instructions, and they follow them to the letter. So it mentioned the court district. It didn't say anything else past that, is what you at least can gather from them not pursuing you. Yeah. So you see a large building made from what looks like to be white granite. And then beside it, there are some tents where there are some, it looks like there are some medics who are giving aid and supplies to people. And then there is, so that's on the right side. On the left side, it looks like there's an entrance to a building that goes underground like a cave.
I kind of want to explore this cave.
So as your cart slows down, you directly in front of you, you see hospital is what it basically says in Vorian on it. And then you see these medic tents. And then this doesn't, the one to the left, this entrance, and it goes down into a cave. So this small little building, it doesn't have anything written on it.
You guys going to see what's down here?
I'll sit up, look around, and I'll just say, "Cave sounds cool. I'm gonna get some of that medicine because I might die twice today if I don't."
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna hop out of the cart and just walk towards the tents.
Valmea tries to grab you, but she misses.
I'm gonna wave at them and say, "Free practice. I'm really messed up."
I'm gonna reluctantly, like, I'm looking at the cave, like I really want to go towards the cave, but I'm gonna follow Orgull.
Okay. So you go to these medic tents and you receive aid. Orgull, they're able to patch you up, help you out, and you're going to get really high. 10 HP back immediately. They tell you that you might want to go spend the night in the hospital. Get some help there.
Counter.
Uh-oh. I think I lost you. You there, Cam?
Yeah, sorry, I got disconnected for a minute.
No, that's fine. I don't know what happened. Oh, you're there. So, yeah, the medics tell you might want to go stay in the hospital, but it's not urgent. But if you'd like to have more in-depth care, you can go to the hospital.
I'm going to turn to Silsey and say, let's explore this cave!
Nice.
While we're here, I'm bleeding.
So there's a tabaxi this tabaxi medic was giving aid to Orgull. He'll take a look at you and say, did you guys get in a fight?
I fell twice.
Fell pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm kind of clumsy.
Yeah, we're all very clumsy. I have a full body tattoo and a huge bloody maul.
All right, well, I suppose clumsiness can cause injuries like that. You'll get 6 HP back as this tabaxi bandages you up. And he looks at Orgull and he says, you were thinking about going to that, you called it a cave. That's the Catacombs. I wouldn't go in there.
We're going on an adventure.
I would not go in there. There's no treasure in there. It's just the Catacombs. It's where we put dead people.
I turn to Silsey. I'm game if you are.
Let's go.
I will say again, only dead people are in there. No treasure. Their families take their treasures home.
You'll be here when we come back, right?
Bloody fool.
We might fall.
I think that's what he'd say if there was treasure down there.
Yeah, honestly, my guy, you're making it sound like there's a lot of treasure down there.
I think you might need more than my help. But I'm going to let you go anyway.
Can't have all the treasure, man. Snooze, you lose.
This is my job. My job ends here. So, I don't have to worry about you any longer. Do what you like. And you get into the cart. Valmea is going to be like, so, what was he saying?
I'm going to, stage whisper to her. Little guy's had a rough day, and I should know I died. So why don't we give him a good time and just explore these catacombs and pretend like there's a lot of treasure?
Catacombs? Catacombs? Or we, could just go on to the university. It's right there.
We could just dip in for a minute.
Silsey? Are you encouraging this, Silsey?
I heard that sometimes they put people in there that aren't really dead yet.
So you want to find out?
Well, yeah, I could save them.
Give us... I looked at Silsey. 10 bodies. If they're all dead, turn around. Just 10.
Why not? I don't know. What's the worst that could happen?
Yay! Catacombs! Catacombs!
Catacombs!
There...
I'm still bleeding. Catacombs!
There is a...
My stitches are breaking.
There's a family of...
Please tell me they're grieving.
There's a family of turtles, humanoid turtles, who are all in tears as they're exiting the catacombs.
Catacombs! Catacombs!
You are chanting this. And they just give you this strange look. And then they continue wiping their tears as they walk past you. And next time we'll explore the catacombs.
Yeah!
Wow. Again, not what I was expecting to happen. So,
We're gonna find so much treasure, y'all. It's gonna be great.
there's gonna be so many dead bodies.
The treasure's the friendship we made along the way.
I guess so, Well,
And also the bones.
there will be bones. There will be. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you next time when we explore the catacombs of Solaria. What could go wrong? Thank you. Gosh.